All right, guys. So I just recently watched the what is it called? The Last of Us Season 2 trailer that's coming to HBO Max. And actually, my wife and I both watched it because we are very, very, very invested in this show. Okay, so much so that I had to go back before the end of season 1. I had to go through and actually finish my playthrough of The Last of Us for the first time, actually getting to the end of that story before the end of the season, because I needed to see it game first. Then we got to see how they adapted it into the show, right? So I am now going to be doing the same thing with The Last of Us Part 2 with the game. I've got a month to finish that one out, and then we're going to be ready for Season 2. That's not why we're doing this now. My wife reminded me of the first scene. So as we were watching the trailer, she's like, oh my God, like I remember the first episode of The Last of Us, the HBO show. And that first episode takes place in the first initial, not hours, but the first like 30 minutes of the actual video game. And if you know, you know, but the first episode is a 1-for-1 shot of the game. 1-for-1. And I mean, it's so amazing that we were able to get that. My wife is able to see that and visualize that and be on the edge of her seat as we all were 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? When the game, well, I don't even know if it came out 10 years, I think it was 2013. Anyway, you will get my point. When that game first came out, all of us were on the edge of our seat because it was a video game, bro. The video game is how everybody is able to experience that exact same thing that we were. And it's only because the showrunners of this goddamn game, of this show, right? The people who are making it, not only do they have Neil Druckmann coming in, the guy who created the game, he's there giving them advice and helping them out. Not only do they have him, but they love the game. They understand how important that game was to the gaming landscape for narrative storytelling in video games. They understand it. They have a love for it, and they wanted to give it the respect that it deserved when bringing it into this kind of light, into the television media. And they did such a good job because they care about the game. They care about the intellectual property that they're adapting from. If you don't have care, if you don't have love for the product you're doing, you're not gonna do a good job. That's why we had a shit ton of piss poor video game adaptations. But guess what? The page has been flipped as of recently. Y'all know the Sonic game's out. Y'all know we all got that the Super Mario movie. I love them all, and I want them to keep coming.